Now, from Wish TV, this is The Zone Extra, presented by Franciscan Health Sports Medicine. Coming up tonight, another incredible week of high school action, including a buzzer beater for the ages.
Up in the air, battle around. Petty's going to change the shot. Petty puts it in.
In the Coach's Corner, meet the man leading the top-ranked boys basketball team in the state. Plus, our Athlete of the Week is a big reason Brownsburg's girls basketball team is on a roll.
I've always been kind of a center and played like around the center position, but it was probably just more like getting used to my new height.
We're all celebrating an all-new Zone Extra right now.
Hey, thanks for stopping by the Zone Extra. I'm Charlie Clifford. A city basketball championship game that you do not want to miss. We have postseason action in girls hoops and boys wrestling right around the corner. This is just an appetizer for the drama that you and I and everyone in the Hoosier State knows is on the way in February. Tonight in the Coach's Corner, his Giants are Marion County champs, unbeaten, the #1 ranked team in the state. Ben Davis head coach Don Carlisle is here. That interview coming your way in just a minute. Plus, our Athlete of the Week, just a sophomore at Brownsburg girls hoops, but everyone is already talking about Avery Gordon. Miss Gordon's on the show. Plus, it is the buzzer beater that will go down as the best play of the year on the Zone. Angela Morian has that story in just a moment. First, the atmosphere at Tech earlier this week for the title game. If you weren't there, where were you? Second-ranked Cathedral, led by Michigan State commit Xavier Booker, first quarter. Loose ball, Irish pick it up, Booker to the hoop. One-handed slam, Cathedral leads Crispus Attucks by 3. End of the quarter, Tigers big man, Desmond Briscoe. This young man just made a name for himself. That triple tied the game. Second quarter, Ron Rutland to the hoop. Basket, whistle, he scores 18. Third quarter, Kamari Slaughter. This ended up on Instagram. Uh-oh. Triple, Irish up 2 going to the fourth. No one left the gym. Final quarter, it belonged to the Tigers. Briscoe, again, you now know this young man. 21 points, game high. Attucks, city champs. A three-peat for Cathedral, denied 61-51. An epic showing from the Tigers.
We want to always compete and be in the conversation. And I just love it over there at Attucks. I love our fans. They came out and supported tonight. I kind of got on them after the semifinal game. Like, we need everybody out here, and they showed up.
It means a lot, you know. This just built confidence for us because we're a pretty young team still, mostly juniors and sophomores. So, yeah, it just gives us confidence for next year. This is my first one. I told my guys we was coming for this one, and we got it. It means something to me. I was so glad to get this. Let's go! Let's go!
Do not count Des Briscoe and the Tigers out come the postseason. 4A, this is the latest. No change on the #1 line. The full story on the Ben Davis Giants on the way in one moment. In girls hoops, final week of the regular season. We're already here. Sectional draw already took place. State tournament begins Tuesday with sectional play. Saturday night, we need to check in with the defending state champs. Second-ranked Noblesville hosting Franklin Central in the Hoosier Crossroads play. Strong first half from the Millers. An 18-point lead early, 16 points apiece. Juniors Reagan Wilson and Meredith Tipner. Noblesville rolled. It was a 26-point win. Donna Buckley's team, 21-3 to finish the regular season. And now they host that loaded Sectional 8 next week. That's certainly the place to be. Here's a look at the 4A poll. South Bend, Washington has a team. We will leave it at that. You will see them as the postseason continues. Around here, some familiar names. Which of those 4 will dance on? They're all going to run into each other very early on in the state tournament. On the mat, tournament time, boys wrestling as well. Postseason action Saturday, sectionals, 32 of them across the state. If this is your cup of tea, this is the best week of the year. Here's a look at all the important dates for wrestling state tournament, Saturday sectionals, then into February. Everything centers when the lights go dark at Gamebridge Fieldhouse, the 17th and 18th. The state finals. All right, we're taking a quick break. Up next, we're going to the Coach's Corner. Ben Davis. That's right. The West Side is back. Don Carlisle in the house. The Giants are 20-0 plus. She's just a sophomore. She's leading her team in points, rebounds, block shots, athlete of the week. We're going to Brownsburg. That's still ahead.
This is the Zone Extra, presented by Franciscan Health Sports Medicine. The Coach's Corner, presented by Bailey & Wood Mortgage Lender.
Welcome back. This is the Coach's Corner on the Zone Extra. Of the unbeaten, number 1 ranked Ben Davis Giants, 20-0 on the season. Coach Carlisle, great to see you.
Likewise.
We talked the first Friday night of the season.
Yeah.
There was some uncertainty. Certainly, you didn't have the number 1 next to your name at that point in time. What has gone so right on the West Side so far this season, Coach?
Man, I think it started last year, actually. It wasn't something that we did anything different this year. We went on a streak. We won 11 straight in the middle of the season last year.
Remember that.
Lost in that county championship, which kind of derailed our season. I thought that we were one of the better teams in the state, if not the best team in the state last year. Cathedral proved it by winning the state championship, but me being biased of my group, I thought that my group was good enough to be in that same sentence, in that same vein, but we just didn't come out with a win on that March. Well, when was it?
I know. It feels like 2 years ago already.
March the 12th.
He still remembers the date, Giants fans.
Yeah, I do.
Look, your team's responded to that message. It's clear it's gotten through because they've been trouble for everybody. Down low, you have a post presence. You have guards that can shoot. What's gone so right behind the scenes? Who deserves the credit, Coach?
I think you got to start with the big fella. Controls the paint. He guards the rim, protects the rim. Big Zane. He's having a heck of a year. He was a junior all-star last year, so he started to get some recognition, and people started to see the value of him. Averaged 3 or 4 blocks last year. He's doing the same this year. Sheridan Sharp, who's my point guard, is the coach on the floor. He's having a heck of a year, man. The last 2 games, he had 11 assists. He's up near 4 steals a game.
Wow.
One of the better two-way players in high school basketball, especially here in Indiana. Clay Butler's having a year. Mark Zachary, man, is a name that you probably should know, and you'll hear.
Football, you're going to know him, right?
You're going to know him football, but I think that people should be speaking his name basketball-wise as well. A great two-way player for us as well. A lot of offers for football. I think those offers start coming for basketball as well.
Just a sophomore, correct?
He's just a sophomore. And then you got KJ Wyndham, who's one of, if not the best shooter in the state. So he can get hot in a hurry. It's hard to really guard us because we have a lot of guys that can put the ball in the basket. I think that's the recipe for us.
What do teams try to do? Are you seeing zone? Are you seeing intense man pressure, full court? What's
they tried? A lot of people tried a lot. I think the recipe early, especially after the Hall of Fame Classic, was to zone us and try to execute. Because Northwood had a lot of success doing that early. But we saw man majority of the year. We saw some zone, but for the most part, it's really whatever the coach game plan is. I haven't saw a whole bunch not of one thing. You know, some people try to press us. We have a lot of good guards, so I don't know how good an idea that is. But I mean, we've proved it. My guys have proved it this year that whatever you do, we'll probably have an answer. So.
Don, I know you're humble, but you're keeping a lot of coaches up at night, so I hope you know that too. Look, this story for you, 2-time state champ on the West Side. You were at Ben Davis at a time where this was the expectation. I think when you took over 5 years ago, that expectation, probably fair to say it had slipped a bit. What are you most proud of about your 5 years so far back here on the bench?
I don't know about a bit. They won the state championship in 2017. That was a couple years before I got there, but this year, what I'm most proud of is the way we came back and won the county championship. I think that was something that really stuck out to us, myself, the coaching staff, and the players as a turning point to our season. But we were rolling, kind of similar to what we're doing this year. We were doing a lot of similar things last year around this time, and we lost to North Central in the county championship. We were up big early, a couple of 2 or 3 times last year, and that game got away from us. So I think it was on our list, a part of one of our goals to come back and especially get we wanted to win the Hall of Fame Classic, which we did.
Sure.
The last time Ben Davis played in that, and it was against Al Rose, we lost.
Wow.
So Al Rose beat us, and then we played him this year, and he was coaching the team that we played the first game, Penn, and we were able to get that game, and we were able to win that championship. The second championship was the Marion County Championship, and right now we're working on the MIC Championship, which we had last year, and we lost the last two. We lost the last two games. We lost to Carmel and LN, but we were undefeated going into this part of the season last year, and we lost to Carmel, and we lost to LN, and we lost that. So we haven't had a MIC championship since I've been here either. So like these are goals that we had, and we right here on the cusp. So man, I'm proud of the guys. I'm proud of our effort. I'm proud of the coaching staff and all the things that we're doing that's good on the west side and showing everybody else in the state.
Crossed off the Marion County tourney, first time since '95. That celebration at Southport was something else. And now, as you mentioned, the road to the MIC. You have Carmel Friday night, a game on our air, MyND TV 23. There is, without question, there will be no seats available for that one Friday night, Coach. What's the priority if you're a Giants fan on Friday night?
Get out to Carmel, man. We'd like to see a sea of purple. I think that I know what there's going to be out there for them. So let's make sure that we'll have some people in purple cheering for us as well. Out in Carmel, it's always a great game. With Ryan, he's always going to have those guys ready to play. We haven't had much success against them either, so that's something else that we talk about. Those guys are always well prepared. They're going to play well, and it's a big game for them as well as us. So it's a home game for them, so we know we got to come and play our best game.
Plenty of bulletin board material, I'm sure, for you ahead of Friday night. As we'll always say here on the Zone Extra, as long as Coach Carlisle's in charge on the west side, the Giants are in great hands. Coach, great to see you tonight.
Likewise.
Best of luck the rest of the way, all right?
Thank you.
Still ahead on the Zone Extra, our Athlete of the Week. She's a big reason why Brownsburg's won 7 of 8. Sophomore Avery Gordon, one of the best post players already in the state. Plus, this finish, Angela Morian with the story inside the shot of the season in Central Indiana. That's next.
This is the Zone Extra, presented by Franciscan Health Sports Medicine.
Brownsburg girls basketball team gearing up for sectionals next week. The Dogs already on the roll. 7 wins over their past 8 games. This is why Avery Gordon, 6'6". She's just a sophomore. Gordon, 18 points, 9.5 boards a night, 3 blocks a game, all of which lead the team. Avery said it's been a tall order, but this growth spurt that came around in 8th grade, she went from 6'1" to 6'5". She's been drawing already a ton of recruiting interest. That's been nice, but her main focus, winning this year with the Dogs.
My sophomore season's been really exciting so far. I feel like it's just been more about like me improving and continuing to improve. This past AAU season definitely helped a lot. Just building my confidence and building skills.
She's very humble. She's a great teammate. She's just a great kid. She comes from a great family. You would never guess or know that she's the basketball player that she is, and just the improvement that she's had and the context that she's had in college from college coaches has not gone to her head.
Last year, I think I only scored roughly around 160 points, but this year I'm already up to 400. So I feel like just working on my scoring helped me a lot. Also my rebounding, something else I worked on this summer.
For being 6'6", her hand-eye coordination, her touch is just tremendous. Her mobility is getting better. Her release, like I mentioned, just continues to improve and grow.
I just have to thank my teammates so much because they help me out a lot. Like, they'll give me pointers and stuff like that and how I can better myself. It's mostly exciting, but it's also nerve-wracking and annoying because I look behind me and I see 3 people, but that just means another person's open, so I have to remember that.
That's smart. Coach Smiley has a rising star now for one of the craziest endings you will ever see in a high school basketball game. Tonight, Angela Morian with the story on the shot at Park Tudor.
Here's the heave, Bryce Drew style, up in the air, battle around. Petty's got a chance. It's good. Petty puts it in. Park Tudor wins it.
The play is called Winner for a reason. The Panthers practice it about once a week, just in case. That case came Friday night against Bethesda. Was there any doubt that that was going in when it left your hands?
Nah, I know this sounds like, but I actually knew it was going in. Because the way it landed perfectly in my hands, I knew it was going in.
It honestly didn't even feel real when he made it. The gym just went silent, so it was pretty crazy.
My 13 years of coaching, I've never been a part of a game that has ended that way, so it's definitely at the top of the list.
The buzzer beater wasn't the only crazy part of that game. Bethesda erased Park Tudor's 8-point lead in the final 4 minutes, then hit what they thought was their own game-winning buzzer beater.
It's off the backboard, good!
Instead, the Panthers drew up a miracle during a final timeout.
It was kind of tough because we knew if we would have hit free throws, we would have been up, but we just knew that game was ours somehow.
We weren't nervous at all. We weren't really thinking about how the game was over. We knew Adams had called a timeout and we were going to have a chance to win the game.
The thing I was most impressed with our guys is how calm and collected they were and how locked in they were with playing that 1.8 seconds out and not knowing what was going to happen. I was really proud to see them come out on top.
The team woke up the next morning to the video being shared all over social media. Even former IU coach Tom Crean gave the Panthers some love. The shot itself might have only took 1.8 seconds. However, it was a good 24 hours for the reality of that moment to set in.
My mind was everywhere. I had my whole family sending it to me. I watched it probably at least 100 times. My mind was, I was just thinking like, wow.
It's been retweeted, it's been posted, and I wanted our guys to enjoy it because it's a special moment, absolutely. And those are things that bring groups together and teams together.
The Panthers' prayer answered. Angela Morian, WishTV, WishTV.com, and follow us on Facebook.
Angela, we needed that story. Thank you for doing it that well. Time for a break here on the Zone Extra. Up next, we're going on to campus. Former Ben Davis star, current Ball State Cardinal Jalen Wyndham. His story's next.
This is the Zone Extra, presented by Franciscan Health Sports Medicine.
Tonight, our visit to campus is with a former Central Indiana high school standout on the hardwood. Ben Davis, you know this name. It's all Giants tonight. 2019 Indiana All-Star Jalen Wyndham in the middle of his junior season, now playing for first-year head coach Mike Lewis in Muncie. He's scoring about 7 points a night. Cardinals. And this team, he's third on the team, I should say, and made three-pointers, shooting almost 40% beyond the arc. Wyndham, 1 year at Creighton before heading to Ball State, says he's found the important lessons on and off the court along this journey, and it's all starting to pay off.
I learned a lot from everywhere I came from, so I like to mention that. And I learned a lot from Creighton and just being there that 1 year. COVID shut that down. But then just coming to Ball State and trying to bring what I've learned from high school, from with Carlisle to McDermott to even now Lewis, I just try to put everything together. And I'd say what I'm most proud of is just growing as a player. Like, I can really tell how much I've grown from high school and just the way I think about the game and winning and scoring and, you know, just everything it takes to be a good teammate. I feel like I became a great teammate over the years.
That's what it's all about. Here's our play of the week. Westfield facing Tri-West. Alex Romack, full court. We didn't think the Park Tudor play could be topped. It was. Shot was waved off by the officials, but it looked like Alex got it off. That backboard wasn't lit up. What a shot from Romack. Let's take a look at our games tomorrow night on the Zone. It all begins with Ben Davis and Carmel. As we've pointed out, can the Giants go on the road and escape the troubles they've had of late against the Greyhounds? Also, what else sticks out on this? Zionsville's playing fantastic basketball. Cannon Ketchings and the Brownsburg Bulldogs. Will this run continue for Brownsburg? That's going to do it for us tonight on the Zone Extra. For Charlie Clifford, executive producer Brian Eckstein, the entire crew, we are going to see you next week. Have a great one.